to our instructor in reading Philippine history, Ms. Janine Salamera, to my fellow classmates, good morning. I am Mr. Marcelino Jr. C. Frias from the Bachelor of Elementary Education 2F, and I am the leader of the Group 3, wherein together with my members, who will tackle all about the case study number 3. So as a leader of my group mates, allow me to borrow all your attention to focus on our reports. Thank you and God bless.
The first part is about the retraction of Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Riolonda, or also known as Dr. Jose Rizal. But before we proceed to the discussion, let's define first what the retraction is. Retraction is a withdrawal of a statement, accusation, or undertaking. Jose Rizal is identified as a hero of the revolutions for his writings that center on ending colonialism and liberating Filipino minds to contribute to creating the Filipino nation. The great volume of Rizal's life work was committed to this end, particularly the more influential ones, the No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo. His essays vilify not the Catholic religion, but the friars are the main agents of injustice in the Philippine society. Before the discussion, let's have an overview first about his particular case, the pro-retractionist and anti-retractionist. According to pro-retractionist, Dr. Jose Rizal said to his sister Maria Mercado, who visited him at the Fort Santiago at that day, to bait him that he is going to marry Josephine Bracken. One of the witnesses is Father Vicente Balanger, was one of the Jesuits priests who visited Rizal during his last hours, and according to the claims of Father Balanger, that he managed to persuade Dr. Jose Rizal to denounce Mansory and return to the Catholic Church. He also said that he was the one who solemnized the marriage of Josephine Bracken and Jose Rizal hours before the execution, knowing that Jose Rizal cannot marry Josephine Bracken without returning to the Catholic fault. So, if ever, Jose Rizal and Josephine Bracken was married. Therefore, Jose Rizal retracted on that day, and the pro-retractionist was right. This is just one of the evidences an eyewitness in Jose Rizal's retraction. However, anti-retraction is presented the evidence that Josephine Bracken and Jose Rizal's sister Maria did not met him or visited him at that night, because there were no record found that Josephine and Maria entered the Fort Santiago day before the execution of Jose Rizal. Therefore, Rizal did not retract because he did not met Josephine at that night and they are not married. Do you think it's enough evidence to support the claim that Dr. Jose Rizal did not retract his Masonic affiliation? In findings of H. Otley Bayer, in year 1935, the original document of Dr. Jose Rizal's retraction was founded after 30 years, and according to findings of H. Otley Bayer, from his experience of 30 to 40 years of examining the handwritten documents, that there is no slightest doubt that every word on that sheet of paper was written by Dr. Jose Rizal. In short, Dr. Jose Rizal retracted hours before his execution. Jose Rizal wrote the retraction, which has been suspected in some quarters as the forged document, but all indications and symptoms shows that genuine authentic old document written and signed by Dr. Jose Rizal. For more information and discussion, may I call on Ms. Sandy Bulatao to continue the discussion.
The continuation of introduction. It is understandable, therefore, that any piece of writing from Rizal that recants everything he wrote against the friars and the Catholic Church in the Philippines could deal a heavy damage on his image as a prominent Filipino revolutionary. If there was a letter, written, or statement na lahat ng kanyang isinulat ay laban sa mga praile sa simbahan ng Katoliko dito sa Pilipinas, dahil sa mga likha na ginawa ni Jose Rizal, ito ay may malaking epekto sa kanya, sapagkat ang mga sinulat ni Rizal ay patungkol sa pambabatikos at hindi magandang hangarin ng mga praile at ng simbahan, na kung saan ito'y may malaking negatibong pangyayari kay Rizal, gaya na lamang ng pagkasira ng kanyang imahe at siya'y pinadampot. The second one is, such document purportedly exists, allegedly signed by Rizal a few hours before his execution. This document referred to as the Retraction. Declare Rizal believes in the Catholic faith and retracts everything he wrote against the church. So that this document ay nagsasabing siya raw ay isang Katoliko at binabawi niya lahat ng kanyang isinulat against the Catholic Church. Ang dokumentong ito ay nakilalang ang retraction or the retraction of Rizal. Ito ang sinasabing isinulat at nilagdaan ni Jose Rizal before his execution. Because of this document of Rizal, the retraction, some of the people says, mas lalong naging dakila si Rizal sa pagkilala ng kanyang kamalian against the Catholic Church. Ngunit ang nakakarami naman ay hindi naniniwala sapagkat sa huling sandali ng kanyang buhay ay binawi niya lahat ng kanyang isunulat. Even this is the reason why he became a hero. Para na rin niyang itinapon ang kanyang kabayanihan. That's why so many people not believing in this retraction of Rizal. The message of retraction of Rizal to be discussed to the next reporter.
Good afternoon, I'm Jeremy D. Katana. My topic is all about primary source Rizal retraction. Source translated from the document found by Father Manuel Garcia. CM on 18 May 1935. I declare myself a Catholic and in this religion which I was born and educated, I wish live and die. I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writings, publication, and conduct has been contrary to my character as a son of the Catholic Church. I believe and I confess whatever she teaches and I submit to whatever she demands. I nominate Mansouri as the enemy which is of the Church and as a society prohibited by the Church. The dissentient prelate may as the superior ecclesiastical authority make public this spontaneous manifestation of mine in order to repair the scandal which may have caused, and so that God and people may pardon me. Manila, 29 of December of 1996, Jose Rizal. Ayon dito, Jose Rizal ay diniklara niya kanyang sarili na pinanganak siya bilang Katoliko at mamamatay siya bilang isang Katoliko. Ayon sa sulat ni Jose Rizal, ay binabawi niya ng buong puso ang lahat ng kanyang salita, isinulat, pagsasapubliko at pag-ugali na ay naging salungat sa kanyang katauhan bilang isang anak ng simbahang Katoliko. Naniniwala siya at inaamin niya sa lahat ng turo niya tungkol sa Katolikong simbahan at nagpasa niya kahit anumang hinihiling niya. Jose Rizal ay naiinis o nagagalit dahil tinuturing siyang kalaban ng simbahan dahil sa mga nilambag niyang mga libro. Sabi niya dito ay ipapalam niya sa madla o sa mga tao ay simbahan ang desisyon kung ito ay i-repair o aayusin ang kanyang skandalong nagawa tulad ng No limitang here el filibustrismo, pagiging kasapi sa lasulatuidad at pagiging kasapi kasapi sa ilustrado. So naging pabigat ang desisyon ni Jose Rizal kung ito ay totoo ba o hindi binabawi niya ang kanyang sinulat o hindi. Ang kanyang sinulat kung saan ay baka hindi siya patawarin ng Diyos at ang mga tao.
According to some historian, the reason behind this account was the arrival of Miss Josephine Bracken. Dr. Rizal was fall in love to Miss Bracken, and he wanted to marry Miss Bracken according to the canon law. However, the guide of Miss Bracken and her stepfather, Manuela Orliac, objected the plan of Rizal. The guide stated that Rizal cannot do that unless he signed up a profession of faith to Catholic Church. So, he really meant that he wrote a retraction formula would read or check by Archbishop of Cebu. But, according to Professor Agustin Craig, that his close friend, Father Obak, the priest in the Pitan, shared to him that Rizal, realizing late that retraction was only one thing that the friars had been waiting to get to him. So he needed to reclaim the letter. When Father Alba was set to ready to send the mail to Archbishop of Cebu. Within this argument, it can concluded in some way that Rizal write retraction letter in order to marry Josephine Bracken by canon law.
There are four iterations of Rizal retraction. The first version of the text was published in Ley Voz Española and Diario de Manila on the very day of Rizal's execution on December 30, 1896. The second one comes from an anonymous writer who revealed himself years later as Father Balaguer. It appeared in Barcelona, Spain on February 14, 1897, the fortnightly magazine in La Juventud. The third one, that was said to be the original text, was discovered in the Archdiocesan Archive on May 18, 1935, after it disappeared for 39 years from the afternoon of the day when Rizal was shot. May 18, 1935, the last original document of Rizal retraction was discovered by the Archdiocesan Archive Father Manuel Garcia. It differs significantly from the text found in the Jesuit and the Archbishop copies. There are also different among the original and the Manila's Muse text of the retraction of the one hand of the text of the copies of Father Baliger. Una, sa halip ng mga salitang may kwalidad na may yu, nalilitaw sa orihinal at mga teksto sa pahayagan, ang mga kopya ng Jesuits ay mayroong may kwalidad na may yu. Pangalawa, ang mga kopya ng pagbabalik ng mga Jesuit ay tinanggal ang salitang Katolika pagkatapos ng unang iglesia, which found in the original and the newspaper text. Pangatlo, ang mga kopya ng pagbawi ng mga Jesuits ay dinadagdag bago ang pangatlong iglesia ang salitang mesma na hindi matatagpuan sa orihinal at mga teksto sa pahayagan ng pagbawi. Pang-apat, Father Balaguer text does not begin the second paragraph hanggang sa ikalimang pangungusap, habang ang orihinal at ang kopya ng pahayagan ay sinisimulan kaagad ang ikalawang talata sa mga pangalawang pangungusap. Panglima, samantalang ang mga teksto ng pagbawi sa orihinal at sa pahayagan ng Manila ay may 4 na puwit lamang. Ang teksto naman ni Father Balaguer ay may 12 isang quit. Pang-anim, ang pinakamahalaga sa lahat, Father Balaguer ay walang mga pangalan ng mga saksi sa mga teksto ng mga pahayagan sa Maynila. Ang eksaktong kopya ay ipinakita sa mga kalalakihang militar na nagbabantay sa Fort Santiago upang kumbinsihin sila na nagbawi si Rizal. May nagbasa nito ng malakas sa pandinig ni Kapitan Dominguez, who claimed in his note that Rizal read aloud in his retraction. However, that copy of retraction had different form of the original. Kapitan Dominguez never claimed to have seen the retraction. He only heard. Sa kabila ng mga argumento, maraming mga katanungan ang paulit-ulit lamang. May dalawang partido na may malakas na argumento na kung saan ay hindi pa nila nalulutas ang isyong ito hanggang ngayon.
The Balaguer testimony. Doubts on the retractions document abound, especially because only one eyewitness account of the writing of the document exists, that of the Jesuit prior Father Vicente Balaguer. According to his testimony, Rizal woke up several times, confessed 4 times, attended a mass, received communion, and prayed the rosary, all of which seem out of character. The Balaguer testimony, a Jesuit missionary who befriended by the hero during his exile in the Pitan, Rizal accepted a shorter retractions, denounced prepared by the superior of the Jesuit Society in the Philippines. And Vicente Balaguer, he is a priest and Jesuit who claimed that he conveyed to convince Rizal to denounce the monastery and return the Catholic fold in 1917. And did you know Rizal declared himself on Catholic and dominate monastery? It was written in Manila in December 20, 1896. And when we say Jesuit, it is a member of Society of Jesus.
The continuation of Balaguer testimony. But since it is the only testimony of allegedly a primary account that Rizal ever wrote, a retraction document, it has been used to argue the authenticity of the document. Si Padre Vicente Balaguer, isang misyonerong Jesuita na nakipagkaibigan sa bayani sa panahon ng kanyang pagkatapon sa dapitan, tinanggap ni Rizal ang isang mas maikli na dokumento ng pagbawi na inihanda ng nakatataas ng Jesuit Society sa Pilipinas na si Father P.U.P. Sinabi ni Balaguer na nakatanggap siya ng 2 orihinal na teksto ng pagbawi. First, which came from Father P, contained the changes which you made, and the other one, which is that of the Archbishop, ang eksaktong kopya ng pagbawi na isinulat at nilagdaan ni Rizal.
Good day to each and everyone. My name is Kalin Faith A. Samera, B.Ed 2F from Group 3. My report today is all about the testimony of the Curfew de Vigilancia. Another eyewitness account surfaced in 2016 through the research of Professor Rene R. Escalante. In his research, documents of the Curfew de Vigilancia included a report on the last hours of Rizal, written by Federico Moreno. This is the most details of the statement of the Curfew de Vigilancia to Moreno. There is one issue in Jose Rizal's life that historians have debated on several occasions but remains unsettled. May naging issue daw sa kanyang buhay ni Rizal bago siya mamatay. That issue is whether Rizal, on the eve of his death, re-embraced the Catholic faith and disassociated himself from Masonry. Both sides with an organization that promotes moral values and the pursuit of the truth. The eyewitness account of the last hours of Rizal. Michael Charleston Chua. The Retraction ni Jose Rizal. This is the mga bagong dokumento at pananaw. Published on December 29, 2016. There seems to be no end to the debate whether Rizal retracted his writings against the Catholic Church on the last day of his life. Nakilala si Jose Rizal dahil sa kanyang kadakilaan, kanyang sinulat, at dahil sa kanyang mga ginawa sa ating country. May mga karamihan ding tao na hindi naniniwala sa kanyang kakayahan. Ngunit may mga iba din na naniniwala sa kanyang kakayahan. For me, Jose Rizal is the one of a hero of our country. Because of his courage, he laid down his life to save people. He was a great man. Bago siya mamatay, nagsulat siya ng mga bagong dokumento at pananaw ukol sa kanyang buhay. Ang kanyang sinulat ay nakakatulong sa ating lahat. Ito ang naging issue sa kanyang buhay. Ito ay retraction sa kanyang buhay. This is the testimony of the curfew de vigilancia. Thank you.
This is the continuation about the testimony of the Cuerpo de Vigilancia. Most illustrious Sir, the agent of the Cuerpo de Vigilancia, stationed in Fort Santiago to report the event during the eligible day in prison of the accused Jose Rizal, informs me on this date of the following. At 7:50 yesterday in the morning, matatagpuan nga sa ulat ng kamatayan ni Rizal na nagkukwento sa pahayag ng isang bantay sa selda, which is isang ahente ng Cuerpo. Sa makatwid, isang additional independent eyewitness account. Ayon sa pahayag, sumulat si Rizal sa isang papel na narinig niyang ang retraktasyon. Binanggit rin ng dalawang pari na pumasok sa piitan ni Rizal, si Father Jose Villaclara at Father Estadista March, at dalawa pang taong sina Juan del Fresno at Eloy More. Ang kanilang pangalan ay tumutugma sa dalawang pirma na makikita sa dokumentong retraktasyon na tumatayong mga saksi.
Hello guys, good day. Especially to our instructor, Ma'am Janine Salamera. Ma'am, I am Mary Grace Bacani, one of the member of Group 3, and I will be reporting the continuation of our topic regarding the research evidence if did Rizal retract. And this is the testimony of Cuerpo de Vigilancia. So we heard about the first and second paragraph of this story, which was reported by one of my group mate, Kathleen. So this is the continuation of the story. I will read it. According to this story, when Senior Andrade left the death row at 10 a.m., Rizal spoke for a long while with Jesuit fathers, March and Villaclara. This is regarding religious matters. It appears to their conversation that these two, Father March and Villaclara, presented a prepared retraction about Rizal's life and deeds. And this retraction he refused to sign. So in this matter, they argued until 12:30. Afterwards, he asked to leave them to write and wrote a long time for himself. So ayun nga po yung sa kwento. Nung umalis na po si Senior Andrade, naiwan na nagsalita si Rizal kila Jesuit Fathers March at Villaclara. At ang kanilang pag-uusap na yun ay patungkol sa religious matters. At lumalabas din na yung dalawang paring yon ay nag-prepared sila ng retraction paper para kay Rizal. At yung retraction na yun, ibig sabihin yun yung pagbawi o pag-amin
sa ginawa ni Rizal. So, si Rizal ay nag-refuse siya o tinanggihan niyang pirmahan iyon. So, pagkatapos nun, yung pagtatalong nilang yun ay umabot hanggang 12:13 ng tanghalian. So, after nanghalian ni Rizal, napag-isip-isip niya na hilingin sa dalawa na iwanan siya para magsulat ng letter patungkol sa kanyang buhay na siya mismo ang gumawa. So, we will continue with. And at 3 in the afternoon, Father March entered the chapel and Rizal handed him what he had written. After that, the chief of the firing squad, Senor Del Fresno, and the assistant of the plaza, Senor Maury, were informed. They entered the death row and together with Rizal signed the document that accused had written. So, ayun nga po, yung oras na yon na alas 3 ng hapon, nung pumasok na si Father March sa chapel, binigay sa kanya ni Rizal yung sinulat niya. At na-inform dito si Senor Del Fresno, ang chief of the firing squad, at yung assistant ng plaza na si Senor Maure. So, nasabihan din sila sa time na yon. So, nung pumasok sila sa death row, kasama si Rizal, doon yun nila pinirmahan yung sinasabing sinulat na letter ni Rizal. So, that would be my last report. And then the continuation of the story will be reported by the next reporter, one of my group mates. So, thank you.
So, good afternoon. My name is Nicole Isimbilio, B.Ed 2F. Our topic for today is the testimony of Cuerpo de Vigilancia. At 5 this morning of the boat, the lover of Rizal arrived at the prison dressed in the morning. Only the former entered the chapel, followed by a military chaplain whose name I cannot ascertain. Donning his former clothes and aided by a soldier of the artillery, the nuptials of Rizal and the woman who had been his lover were performed at the point of death in articulo mortis. After embracing him, she left, flooded with tears. So, nung umaga ng alas 5 is dumating ang magkasintahan na si Rizal sa bilangguan na nagbihis ng napakaganda. So, ang unang pumasok sa kapilya ay ang isang military na sinundan ng isang militar na hindi matukoy kung ano ang pangalan. Ang pagbibigay ng kanyang formal na damit at tinutulungan ng isang sundalo ng artelya. Si Rizal at ang babaeng naging kasintahan niya ay ginanap sa punto ng kamatayan sa artikulo mortis. Matapos niyang yakapin ito ay napaluha ng napakahaba. This account corroborates the existence of the retraction document, giving it credence. However, nowhere in the account was Father Balaguer mentioned, which makes the friar secondary source to the writing of the document. Sa account ni Father Balaguer ay walang nabanggit na pangalawang mapagkukunan ng praile o pagsulat ng isang dokumento. Sa account ni Father Balaguer, nagkakaroon ng pagbawi na nagbibigay ng kumpiyansa dito. Gayunpaman, wala saan man sa account ni Father Balaguer ang nabanggit na ginawang pangalawang praile sa pagsulat ng mga dokumento. The retraction of Rizal remains to this day a controversy many scholars. However, agree that the document does not tarnish the heroism of Rizal. His reliance remained solidified to Filipinos and pushed them to continue the revolution which eventually resulted in the independence in 1898. Ang pagbawi ng Rizal ay nananatili hanggang ngayon sa isang kontrobersya. Maraming scholar gayunpaman ay sumasang-ayon na ang dokumento ay hindi madungisan ang kabayanihan ni Rizal. Ang kanyang pagtitiwala ay nanatiling pinatatag ng mga Pilipino at itinulak sila na ipagpatuloy ang revolusyon na kalaunan ay nagresulta sa kalayuan noong 1898. Ang mga pinatatag ni Rizal ay nananatili pa rin hanggang ngayon. Kumbaga, yung mga no limitang here or what is nagagawa pa rin ng mga Pilipino hanggang ngayon dahil sa kanyang retraction. Yung mga paggawa ng mga letter na mga isinusulat natin, letter ng mga sinulat ni Rizal is nananatili pa rin ngayon na ginagawa natin as a Pilipino. Dahil nga bayani natin si Rizal, is kailangan natin isaalang-alang yung kanyang mga ginawa. Dahil nga kailangan natin yung mapanatili as a Pilipino dahil yun ang tinatag niya na ipagpatuloy ang kanyang revolusyon. Yun lamang, maraming salamat.
First, let me read this one. Rizal's connection to the Katipunan is undeniable. In fact, the persecutor of Katipunan as an organization is the La Liga Filipina, an organization Rizal founded with Andres Bonifacio as one of its members. But La Liga Filipina was short-lived as the Spaniard excelled Rizal to the Dapitan. Former members decided to band together to establish the Katipunan a few days after Rizal excelled on July 7, 1892. So,
here it says that Rizal's connection to the Katipunan is undeniable. How is that? Here are some of my points in this topic. Unang-una sa lahat, we all know that Andres Bonifacio, which is the leader, siya rin yung nanguna sa Katipunan. At naging member din siya ng La Liga Filipina. Yung organisasyon na binuo ni Jose Rizal, but unfortunately, yung grupo na yun hindi nagtagal at na-abolish din yung grupong yun. Dahil inexcelled or pinatapon ng mga Spaniard si Jose Rizal sa Dapitan kung saan siya nalalagi ng 4 na taon. But few days after ma-excel si Rizal noong July 7, 1892, yung mga former members ay nagdesisyon mag-establish ulit ng panibagong grupo. Maybe because of their dedication to fight for our country's freedom, they name it Katipunan. Kataas-taasan, kagalang-galangan na katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. Let me read this one again. Rizal may not have been officially part of the Katipunan. But the Katipuneros showed great appreciation of his work toward the same goal. Out of the 28 members of the leadership of the Katipunan, known as the Kataas-Taasang Sanggunian ng Katipunan, from 1892 to 1896. 13 were former members of La Liga Filipina. Katipuneros when used Rizal's name as password. From that situation, we can tell that Rizal isn't officially a member of Katipunan because in the first place, it was established while he was exiled. Because out of 28 members of Katipunan from 1892 to 1896, 13 sa mga miyembro nila ay dating member ng La Liga Filipina. And also, yung mga Katipunero ay ginagamit na password yung pangalan ni Rizal. And one last thing they showed, appreciation of his work. It may be a different organization and different from Katipunan because Rizal doesn't want bloodshed, but still the goal they are pursuing is just the same, which is the freedom of the Filipinos from Spaniards.
Hi everyone, I'm Joan Guzman from BE Ed 2F. So, my topic is all about Rizal's connection to the Katipunan. When we say Katipunan, KKK or Kataas-Taasan, Kagalang-Galangan, Katipunan ng anak ng bayan. It is, which means it is a Philippine Revolutionary Society founded by anti-Spanish colonialism in the Philippines. And it is founded by Andres Bonifacio and a few fellow urban workers in July 7, 1892. And let's go back to the Rizal's connection to the Katipunan. Actually, hindi involved si Rizal sa Katipunan, but he is connected to this because parehas sila nang may pinaglalaban. It is the kalayaan, karapatan, at kayamanan. Noong pinagpapalanuhan pa lamang ng mga Katipunero ang revolusyon, ay inobject na agad ni Rizal ang kanilang plano because Rizal's only wants is to walang masaktang tao at walang dumadanak ng dugo. So, Rizal's only wish is to makamit yung kalayaan at karapatan ng bawat Pilipino. Kaya mas pinili na lamang ni Rizal na matay kaysa makipaglaban ng may nasasaktan. Thank you.